Okay, hello everybody. So today, actually, I guess one of the analog clocks that I had in my house, there's a time change day, so that was actually off. So I ended up only starting at about 9:50. So we missed some pretty good trades early on. Uh, that might have been profitable, but okay, no excuses. You have to be responsible, and I guess check multiple clocks. Anyway, so I got in my first trade over here. I thought that there was a chance that the market was going down, and it did go down. However, I got out at +1 because I was nervous. It already seemed that this down move had a good chance of drying up. So I thought better just take my profit. That it went green a little bit and then red was kind of bouncing around. So I thought better just preserve whatever capital that we have rather than take any chances. Then I had a confluence over here of the resistance, and also there was a moving average. Just some things that I'm trying out. I understand that the major thing is money management. So because of that, I thought that it still might be a good chance to take a trade. I moved my stop over here above the last high swing. And then I saw a big surge of volume up, so I thought it's better in that case to get out. Better safe than sorry. It was already a little bit of a risky trade. So that's where we're holding right now. The market did actually like plunge down, so I think we even made a tick more than we would have with that last with the last trade. So these were decent setups that could have gone either way. So I'm happy that we got out when we did. And I've seen a few profitable traders, or I've spoken to a few profitable traders who claim that they are profitable. They claim that they're profitable at least. We can't vouch that they're profitable because this is like the Wild West. This is who knows, any vendor might be telling the truth. There's probably a greater chance that we can have some strong suspicions about what they're saying. However, it seems that the profitable traders, they're okay with having a bad day, perhaps even one bad week every month or every 2 months, a red week. But the main thing is not to revenge trade and to be happy with what we have. Slowly, we can try to make back any losses that we take, and hopefully we will be able to actually make some money. The thing is not to be too overconfident. I was actually, to be honest, I was considering sitting out today because there were already these good trades that we could have taken in the beginning on the way down, but that just didn't pan out. So I thought we had other good trades that came up, but because we already missed the good action and lots of the good first few swings, those seem to be the strong ones. The later ones seem to have a lower chance of working out, as we saw on the last trading day. That we didn't end up making money overall, and the price action was a lot less solid in terms of actually making money. So that's was actually considering possibly sitting out, but I didn't. I'm going to analyze the market now and see what the story is, and perhaps come back for another trade. I also wanted to speak a little bit about why I think that money management seems to be the important thing. And many of you might have seen there's a certain person who claims to be an expert on price action. He's never been able to actually prove that he's profitable trading. But what he does is he shows you three different charts of three wildly different commodities or equities or securities. And even though the charts are so different from different time periods, but they almost look the same. And from there, he tries to bring proof that you see that there's predictable price things, and price seems to follow general patterns. So that's how he tries to bring proof for what he claims to believe, that you can actually learn something like price action. So I think that's a lot farther from the truth than he makes a claim. There's just so many charts, you're eventually going to find some that look alike. And even if you do, okay, take any chart, cut off the right half, okay? Now, you could draw what actually happens to the chart, and then you could draw the inverse. So, for example, if you would cut off half of the chart, let's say this chart, you would cut it off at 10 o'clock. Could you, and we know that price action went up. Do you really think that it's impossible that the price action could have gone down? Let me just make a nice drawing because, we want to have something going on here. Is that move impossible? Or really the only thing that could have happened is what actually happened is this. So you're going to try to find all explanations as to why this happened. But really, I'm sure if you look at the past however many days of trading, you'll find a similar chart at some point that actually did this. So this is why I think that whatever edge you have to try to make sure, or whatever you think you have an edge, the main thing is money management. Every day is like a lottery. And this is what I'm trying. This is what I think. I don't know if it's true yet. And if it is true, I hope I'll be able to pull it off and keep it going. But if you have a strategy and your strategy might make a big move positive in your favor. Like we've all seen a perfect bounce on a moving average, and we've all seen it blow through a moving average. So, there's going to be days when your moving average bounce or whatever strategy you have is going to work like the best thing, the most together wonderful thing that you've ever seen on a trading thing, on a chart. And there's going to be days when it just doesn't do what you thought it's going to do. So it's how you manage those negative ones. It's how you manage those negative trades. That is what I think separates the winners from the losers. And that's my outlook on trading as of right now. So I hope with all the information that I have, I'll be able to, it's like embarrassing. Like your wife asks you, how'd you trade today? Or she knows. She also watches the market. She won't tell you, but or you feel bad because you didn't make as much money as you thought you did. And then it's like embarrassing. So, maybe I can go and bring it back. Oh, you see, I was right. No, overall, if you have good money management, overall, that's how you're going to win, in my humble opinion. And that's what we will see. So hopefully everything will be good. And this is, I think, the main outlook that we have to have. Let's try to keep this outlook in our minds and not be embarrassed of people or our wives or ourselves or anything if a day or a week doesn't go the way we wanted. Because overall, if you see at the end of the month you come back with a big plot, big 3-4 digits, if you're big 4 digits at least of green, you can scale it up. And you're already, I'm starting to sound greedy, but you scale it up eventually. And just focus on perhaps the number of ticks, not the total dollar value. But we're already getting ahead of ourselves, so we can just imagine that the overall thing is what's going to make us happy. The overall looking at the positive end of the month, and then these little bad weeks or bad days aren't going to matter in the grand scheme of things. Okay, so let's just keep on watching the market. Okay, so I got into a trade over here based on major volume up. It went up like to over here, so like about +2. Didn't quite go up to my target at +3. So I thought to myself, okay, you know what? I'm going to move my take profit to 1.75 because that's what it seemed the price was struggling. And then it didn't hit it, so then it went back down. It went all the way red over here. But okay, that's proper trade management. So I told myself I have to be a little bit less chicken. Now we're green. I don't know if I should get out of the trade now or not because, I keep on telling myself, don't be so chicken, don't be so chicken, don't be so chicken. Because you're leaving money on the table. It did have a big pop up. So I feel like, given the big move up we just had from about, like, let's say over here, you can't really lose if you just get out of the trade, okay? If at +1, but you can't. Then what happens is you might have those big losers, and then you only have your small winners. So this is what I'm gonna at least try. I think I'm gonna try to stay in. If I stop out, I stop out. If I gotta give the trade some time to develop. did because we got to the high of the day. I don't know, price. This is a pretty scary trade. Okay, I think. What should I do, everybody? I think I'm just gonna get out. Over here, I'm gonna move my stop to +1 and hope for the best, cause you never know what's gonna happen. I mean, it's making new lows already. And even if this is my big loss, okay, so this could just be a bad day. Again, we had a good trade idea. It's not like we're trading in the dark. It's not like we're making really bad ideas. Our trades got a big positive at the beginning, but maybe we were just a bit too. What word am I looking for? We were a little bit too aiming too high with our take profits. Like, let's say I would have taken a +2 take profit, so we would have taken our profit already, and then I would have moved my stop up to break even. I guess if some of the contracts that I would be trading in the future didn't get filled. So I guess we can always try to hope that price recovers, and even if we lose today, so we're not going to be sad. This is just part. We're not going to move our stop, even if it looks like we're going to get stopped out here. We're going to be very happy that this is what happened, and we're not going to be sad, because this is just another day in trying to be profitable, or another week, and it's all going to be, overall, it's going to be good. So, it happened on the last time we traded together, day number 2, and it also happened, if this gets stomped out, it happened today, that our take profit was just too high. We were aiming for 3 points when we should have only been aiming for 2 points. So I think I'm kind of leaning towards making my take profit at 2 points. But I'm not so 100% sure about that. So we still might go out a +1, and that would just make me so happy. But always, it's like the market played toys with us. While the market's whipping us, it's toying with us. Maybe we're gonna make it plus even. Maybe we're not. Maybe we should just get out now and take a 3-point loss, a 4-point loss instead of a full loss. But we have to just be strong in our hearts and strong in our minds for something like this to happen. So, as miserable as this might make us seem, it just happens. Bam. Okay, Nuke, take us out. Come on, we're waiting for that taking its time for the to pull the trigger of this. Okay, it's catching up. But what happens if the market goes back up and it gets to take profit? We will be very happy.
Stop filled.
Okay, stop filled. All right, so we got it. Stop filled. So, let's try to analyze what we should have done. Perhaps because we didn't really make a newer high, even though this went high, but it didn't really stay there. So, let's see. Today, we're down. I guess in total, we're down about 7 ticks of our total possible that we ever allow ourselves to be down for a day, which would be 10. Sorry, we're down about 7 points, and instead of today, we should be down. We don't want to be down more than 10 points. So the question is, what are we going to do? Should we take another 3-point loss, which is part of our trading plan, or should we just call it for the day? Sure. I think it doesn't hurt to watch the market for another half an hour. And I'm proud of myself for being honest. I'm proud of myself for not moving my stop. And this is something that we're going to have to work on, which is our take profits. That's something today that perhaps if we would have only taken the 2 point, so then yesterday we would have been up 2 points, and today we would have been up another 2 points. So perhaps that's something that we should do. Just aim for 2 points instead of 3 points. So we're going to keep that in the back of our minds. And also another mistake that we repeated today was once it goes up 2, then you just have to move your stop up to +1, because that's just what you got to do. Okay, we don't want one bad day to ruin our account. So this is what okay, fine. So these are the two things that one mistake we did make was after it went up 2 points, then we should move our stop up to +1, right? Because that would be an offensive move, an offense, not offensive like, it's offensive already, but the offense as opposed to defense, moving our stop up. And we should strongly consider taking our profit at 2 points. And we shouldn't make any big reaction trades today by losing a lot of money or anything. Let's see. All right, so that's it for now. If we take another trade, it will come back. Okay. So just to repeat to myself what I was thinking about my money management strategy. Usually we can find a place that's going to have a nice bounce up, but the question is, are we going to watch price reverse, or are we going to watch price continue? So just maybe we should again strongly consider making our take profit at 2 points, and then moving our stop up to +1. So that's something again we should strongly consider. Took another loss over here, but only a 3-tick loss, because I thought this was a high probability of resistance, and then perhaps it might have gone all the way back down. So that's just, sometimes there's strategies called the bleeds, where you just take a bunch of small losses and eventually you make it back. So we're not sad, and we're very happy that we're doing this and being responsible. We're only down 375. We're not down our whole account, and that's actually a positive thing, because if you're somebody that wants to win every single day, I certainly didn't find so many traders that actually win every single day. It's very, very rare that they do. All right. Okay, so now we have, I guess, our trade over here, if it pulls back. And we will see what happens. Okay, so look, price went right. We wanted to get in right over here. Price went in right here. Missed 1 tick, so we would have made a lot of money back. But yeah, we missed our entry by 1 tick. So what should we do? Should we go out? Should we stay in? Do we think the market's going to go back up? But this just proves to us, unscientifically, that we have good entries. We wanted to enter in right over here. And maybe what I'm going to do is on one hand, I would like to just leave the videos running, but there's less action that way. So, because I theoretically could have just put this entry in right over here. So if anybody really wants, I guess I could just leave the video running the whole entire time. But so anyway, this is what one of our entries was, and we did not get filled. We missed it. That's part of trading. Now I guess we're just going to leave it here, because we'll see what happens, or we might take the next pullback. And it's okay, so we'll see. Okay, so I got into trade over here. I accidentally Selene canceled my stops.
Order
so
canceled.
Manual stops. But hopefully it's going to go higher and higher. Which is an interesting to put like a stop over here, but let's see, like
Order submitted.
I guess there is.
Order filled.
Okay.
Order
Great.
canceled.
So that's the +3. So let's see where we are for today. Okay, today we're only down like 5 points, which, okay. Now, what should I have held that longer or not? Because that was a full take profit, which, that's just what we got to do. At least we were able to. That was a good trade. That's where we wanted. The question is, and okay, so we're happy we actually got out then because, part of me wants to hold that trade for longer to make back all the gains. But at least two traders that I've spoken to who claim to be profitable seem to take profit after a few points and not just let them run. So over here, let's just stay and see how much we left on the table. So that's about 1.5 points so far. So this is where we're trying to get out. And we can watch it. At least we made profit there on that trade. And I guess we're just going to call it a day for today. Because it seems to be outside of the window of that morning round. I guess this was, for our style of trading, I guess this was a tough day. And I'm happy, I guess, you got out when we did. And we just have to not let days or weeks like this phase us. We didn't blow our account. We made back some money. We made back 2 points. I suppose given everything that's happened today, this strong up here, other reasons we could have stayed in a bit longer. Yeah, so look, it was, we could have stayed in at least to make 3 points back. But because the traders I've spoken to seem to take profit after some points. Nissan Taleb, he takes a bunch of small losses and then he gets a massive gain that pays for all of them and more. So I guess we have to just stick with one way and do it. So this is where we're thinking about today. These are kind of our money management rules, because that I think is the main thing to keep in mind, money management. Right now we're going to try for the approach of taking profit at a few ticks and keeping our stops manageable. We're going to only try to move our take profit to +1 if it's an offensive move, an offense. I keep every time I say offensive, I keep on thinking like defend somebody. If it's offensive, if it popped up already and we got a bunch of ticks, so now we got to start thinking about guarding the profits that we have. So that's when we're going to try to move our stops up if we do after about 2 ticks. And we are going to not revenge trade. We're going to be proud of ourselves for not revenge trading and blowing our account. and people have drawdowns. Almost every trader I've spoken to has drawdowns at some point, and we just have to not be discouraged and saddened by them. So yeah, imagine if you would have wanted to go for a runner over here, like a major runner. You wouldn't. It's going back. Yeah, to see the price is dropping. All right. So thank you, everybody. Hope everybody has a wonderful day, and I would be so happy if we end this week green, and we still can. So let's keep up our positivity, and we are all very proud of ourselves that we're not losing more than $500 a day, because that is our main goal. Every day is like the lottery. Every day has a chance to make a lot of money, and not to lose a lot of money, only to lose like not more than $500 a day. And hopefully our very green days will make up for that. Speaking of Green Day, they have a song, Wake Me Up When September Ends. The very old song, not very old song, but it's a song from my younger years. And I happened to also just see that how did people wake up before they had alarm clocks? So they used to bang nails into candles, and when the candle would reach a certain burn for a certain amount of time, then the nail would drop on a plate or something, and that sound would wake them up. All right, so interesting facts for the day. I hope you all have a wonderful day. Bye. Hello again, same day, but I'm just speaking out to myself and for everybody to listen. What type of money management? So we have the 500 loss. Okay, so I guess maybe I shouldn't be thinking about what happens if that doesn't work, but then maybe we could either try to go to $400 to be a maximum loss, or we could change to five micros instead of one mini. Those are our options for what happens if this doesn't work, but hopefully this will work, and you will all keep me to my word. You will all try to keep me transparent and sticking to my rules. That will hopefully, that I think will be my biggest edge, is everybody listening to me and either encouraging me or giving me some hard, tough love, telling me that I'm taking bad trades or I'm being too risky. Because this is my idea right now, that money management is the main thing that separates the winners from losers. Every trading style has good days, every trading style has bad days. So, to the best of my knowledge, so if anybody would like to correct me, please do. And hopefully our good days will very much overweigh our bad days. Let's end on a good note.